All right, happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to today's market check. Start with gold. Very simple, just as we talked about the other day. We had a beautiful compression, and we have had the expansion out of the compression. I'm not really too interested in this potential distribution range anymore. It was already and still is highly counter context, as you can see here. We're bullish pretty much on everything. Yeah, we're bullish across most time frames, so there's very little reason as to why we should come down and come down to the bottom of this range. So the only thing I have done is, which I did a little bit earlier, was just highlight this potential retracement POI, which is this demand POI right here. And other than that, I'm not really too interested in the price action of gold at the moment. I'm pre-planning for an accumulation scalping here, but that's if we get it. So yeah, not a whole lot to do. As I said, the second we get a retest from this demand POI, I'm going to remove this range altogether. So it's already not really of interest, but I'll leave it here just for now. So yeah, that is gold for the time being. Looking at silver. Silver has broken structure on the hourly, as we can see right here. Still bullish across the 3 and the 4. Why did it break structure here? Yes, we did have this wick first, but the second candle closed below this low, so that's all we need to confirm a break of structure, and that is a break of structure on silver. But yeah, everything else is still quite bullish, like the 3, the 4. Daily is most likely still bearish, I believe. Yep, daily is still bearish. But yeah, we do expect expectational order flow to hit this range high and then maybe deviate or move back down. So we'll see what happens. We can't cling on to any idea. Just have as many potential scenarios pre-planned as possible. But in terms of silver at the moment, at least from a local perspective, there's not really much else I'm too interested in doing. The one thing I don't like though of this break of structure, which indicates to me that price is going to continue going high, is although we have had a very minor topping formation here, we kind of are leaving some nice buy side, some really nice buy side here. So this might get taken out later down the track. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But that is it for silver for the time being. So yeah, once again, not really a whole lot to do. Just more so of a play patience and see what happens type scenario. Trying to see if there's any demand in here. Yeah, even this structured demand here has been mitigated. Yeah, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. So yeah, on silver as well, not really a whole lot I'm too interested in doing for the time being, just being patient. Being patient and seeing what is going to happen. Let's have a look at oil. Just realized I didn't change this to bearish. Yeah, very small compression here as well on oil. A little hourly compression. Still can get a decent reaction from it. I definitely expect a expansion out of this as well. Well, there's our hourly break, so we are, as of now, bullish on the hourly. And we have not broken back to bearish for the time being on the hourly. But obviously the 4 hour is still bearish. Daily also still bullish. So yeah, outside of the 4 hour, I do think we're going to expand upwards. But I could be wrong. Let's wait and see. We are in an area of demand, so yeah, locally is not a whole lot I can do just yet. Asia high hasn't been grabbed. Asia low has. Yeah, just a patient game here for oil. Not a whole lot to do, to be completely honest. Let's keep the ball rolling. USD JPY. Well, I like what USD JPY is doing here, and we did talk about it yesterday. Let's focus on the higher time frame range, but if we do get any sort of distributions in between, then we can potentially look at them. This being one right here, which is in the process of being created. In fact, you could even go for a more refined one of this right here. Don't necessarily mind this. Asia low is nicely chilling here, just above range low. So we might have a scalp in favor here. In terms of the context, yeah, still bearish on all time frames here pretty much, minus the weekly and whatever else is in between the daily and the weekly. No real demand. Oh, actually, is this? It could be valid demand. It most likely is valid demand, but I don't think it's that clinical, if you will. Like, yeah, it is valid demand, but and once again, context is bearish. You got Asia low below, so don't expect much of a reaction from the demand. If anything, you might get a ever so slight pullback, boom, and then just a continuation back down. But in terms of our third tap POI from a Model 2 perspective here, I'm kind of leaning for a Model 1 just based on how the liquidity has been created at the top here. So we do have liquidity at this tap 2. And then this isn't a supply POI in any way, shape or form. So for us, and for me, the only thing that would make me trade this is if we get a Model 1. There is no valid Model 2 POI from a third tap perspective, or for a third tap perspective. So yeah, unfortunately the liquidity is only up tap 2. And there's just no POI for a tap 3 from a Model 2 perspective. It has to be a Model 1. So obviously if we don't get a Model 1, then no trade. Simple as that. So we need a return to zone up into this third tap, boom, and then we can complete the model. So let's see what happens there. Alerts have been set, and now it's just again patient. So yeah, USD JPY definitely still can remain top of our list for now. All right, Euro NZD. Little mini accumulation there. What did we have here from a third tap perspective? Even this is kind of like you'd kind of favor a model one just because of the liquidity created from this third tap. Like there's no real, yeah. I would very much so favor a model one in this situation. As much as it's grabbed liquidity, it's created liquidity. There's no real demand created in here, which does favor this model. Like even this is some nice sell side liquidity. I really like what I'm seeing here. Yeah, so overall, no real valid demand holding price up. Unless there's something in here. No, this has been all mitigated. We're obviously still bullish on the 4. And we are still bearish on the yeah, still bullish on the 1. If I said 4 by accidentally, it was still bullish on the 1, but we're obviously still bearish on the 4. And then we're bearish on the daily. So yeah, so with this, I'll only look similar to USD JPY. I'll only be favoring a Model 1 schematic, nothing else. There's no clean model. There's no clean tap 3. There's no clean tap 3 POI from a Model 2 perspective. So we're gonna have to just be patient and see what happens here. Like all supply that was here has been mitigated. So yeah, we're just gonna have to play the patient game. So yeah, let's see what happens. And then in terms of the Asia session, we do have that here as well. So yeah, like perfect expectation order flow for something like this. Lower highs for lower lows, so yeah, let's just see what happens. Failed all this demand. Yeah, price is showing signs of weakness to me. you watched yesterday's video, you would have remembered we had this model which was looking quite good, but as it happens from time to time, we didn't get the confirmation. And I think we're probably bearish now as well. Well, there's our market structure. Break to bearish on the hour. And then on the 4. The 4 is going to be dependent on how this candle closes at 7 o'clock. So for now, the 4 is bullish, but the 4 might be bearish depending on where this closes. Well, we've labeled that market structure low on the 4 hour. Yeah, not a whole lot to do just yet. I do feel like we will go to bearish on the 4 hour because there's nothing really protecting price until we get to this demand here. Yeah, let's see what happens. Well, here's another model failing all demand, and well, we're bearish on the hourly. Well, as a matter of fact, yes, we are. That's our hourly high. And yeah, bearish on the 4. And still bullish on the daily. So low time frame bearish, high time frame bullish. Could we get a Model 1 here? Or a Model 2, maybe. For me, it's dependent on... We need to get some sort of return zone. As you can see, there is a 0 return zone at the moment. Absolutely 0. We've come down aggressively. We've probably even left some sort of supply in here. Yeah, so overall, not really the cleanest. I would not be looking for us to... would not be looking for any accumulations just yet. I need to see some better price action, at least from a local perspective. We'll see what happens. And the demand that was here has just been completely disrespected, so that's not a valid tap either. Yeah, you're kind of going to need a Model 1 here, or a very local model to play out. So we'll see if that happens. Alright, alerts remain set. You know what, just for this I'll mark the Asia low. Which will need to be grapher, so we're not going to be getting a model 1 for life on this chart today regardless. AUD USD. You know what? This range is still doable. We'll call it that. We'll call it doable. In terms of market structure, that's our hourly low and we're not near it, so we're still bullish on the hourly as well. Still bullish on the 4. We are of course bearish on the daily. So yeah, so with this price action here, not a whole lot has changed. No real demand in here either. It's all kind of been mitigated, so that's like fairly clean, at least from that perspective. The one thing I do like here is we might have a quality third tap POI right here. We can obviously validate this on a lower time frame. Yeah, look, it's been mitigated on the ever so slight minutes, but overall it's still a decent POI. With this showcasing where the true inefficiency lies. So as of now, we'll see what happens here. Same thing to, I think it was USD CAD. No real model 1 for life opportunity, at least today, because, well, yeah, we're probably not going to get it today anyway. It's going to have to be tomorrow. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow we get something like Asia low being like here, and then London highs like, I don't know, like here. We take out London and then we break structure, and then you can enter there and yeah, target all the way at the range low. So we'll see what happens, but that looks like it could start shaping up for tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. Still bearish, or still bullish on the hourly, sorry, with the hourly low being here. All right, USD CHF. Well, we're slowly targeting that weekly open, but we have front ran it. Yeah, so far still bearish on everything else, or on most time frames here. We have left a little bit of liquidity on the buy side, so just keep being mindful of that. Still look for distributions, but there's just nothing shaping up at the moment. This would have actually been a quality. This would have been a beautiful accumulation. I'm trying to see when did we get a confirmation on this, because this looks clean. This is as clean as you can get, guys. Okay, we got a confirmation in Asia. Not ideal, but have a look at this. This is as clean of an accumulation as you will get on USD CHF. Have a look at that. Beautiful. Unfortunately, I was not paying attention when this happened, so and I don't really trade Asia regardless, so it's not it's not something I would be taking normally. Other than that, I think we're going to continue going higher, at least locally. We are allowed to, like, the early high isn't up until like here, so yeah, we can definitely pull back and go higher a little bit, like retrace higher and before coming back down. So yeah, I would still keep an eye out for a distribution, but just nothing to work with at the moment. But yeah, very clean Model 1 this. Yes, it didn't really take into consideration the sessions. There was no targeting Asia. It happened during Asia, but like the return to zone is as good as a return to zone will ever be. Yeah. All right, moving on and looking at AUD CAD. We have mitigated demand. Yeah, this is just this awkward ranging environment, which is not of much interest to us. And then just an FYI, we are still bullish on, we're still bullish on the hour. We've got this refined demand in here. See if we are going to respect it or if we're going to break through it. But other than that, no real opportunity for us to accumulate. We've even left behind some minor supply above. I feel like we might continue going lower, at least in the short term, but I will definitely pre-plan for a bounce, maybe around here. We'll see. Just nothing to target for now, so just be patient. That is AUD CAD for the time being. It's a very awkward price action, but it is what it is. All right, AUD or GBP AUD. I think we're all seeing this potential accumulation model, but we're moving quite high into the range. USD JPY, what have we done there? Yeah, this is way too market structure like. The thing is, I've seen it play out before, but yeah, regardless, the RR as well isn't the best on this. Yeah, like to short this, you're going to need to put your stops, let's say here, given price starts moving down now, and you've got demand. But we've obviously mentioned demand isn't as necessary. I'll tell you what, guys, I have the best immunity system there is, but it's needing a bit of a break today because I do feel a bit sick. But nevertheless, all perfect. Our body systems need a little bit of time off, and this is my time off now. My body's just said I need a break. But yeah, this would be a potential entry. It's just not clean enough. That's the only issue I have with it. If we can get a crystal clear return to zone, then I might entertain it. Then obviously we got this zone here, which is our main priority. Yeah, look, I'll analyze the break of structure and see if it's clean, and then we might just go risk off straight away. I'll do a quick position size calculator. If it starts going, if it continues to go up, then I'm not interested whatsoever. Like if this gets exceeded, and anything under a 3R, I'm not too caught up on it. Yeah, there you go. It's already not looking like we're gonna be looking at this model, and I think we're going to be looking at the higher time frame range right here, which honestly does look a lot better. So patience does get rewarded in this game. So let's pay attention to the higher time frame range. Yeah, a lot cleaner focusing on this as opposed to this little price action here. All right, keeping the ball rolling. AUD CAD, and we had GBP AUD, which is also moving up higher. I think we're now bullish on the 1 hour. I would no, fun fact, still bearish on the 1 hour, and that obviously means we're still bearish on the 4 as well. And the daily does remain bullish. If we are going to get it, I don't think we will, but I will look for a third tap POI here. We haven't exactly grabbed extreme liquidity, so but then we kind of did have the tap 1, tap 2, but they're just so close to each other, you know what I mean? This has been grabbed. Yeah, the only thing that would be a valid extreme liquidity POI is this. Which is a long way off. Yeah, we're pretty much going to complete this range, so which is actually the Asia low as well, funnily enough. Yeah, not a whole lot to work off from GBP AUD, so let's just leave the price action as is. Euro USD. This looks nice. This looks really, really clean. I like what price has done here. We have just broken structure on the bearish time frame. Just broken structure on the bearish time frame. just broken structure on the 1 hour time frame, too bearish. Yeah, that's our break there. This is actually quite a nice range. No demand, perfect, beautiful return to zone. What I would do is simply look for a third tap POI, but you can kind of say we've had a model 1. But these taps are just so close to each other, you know what I mean? Yeah. This will never be a valid model. They're just so close to each other, so we can look for a third tap POI. This kind of has been mitigated. We even had a mini distribution here, just an FYI. Not the cleanest model, but it is a mini distribution. And yeah, given it's left behind this supply POI, there's no really much more reason for price to come up past this. So this is a clean and valid extreme supply POI, which I would take. So let's see if and should we get any confirmations. Asia high is here, but it's technically not in a confirmed model. Like this isn't confirmed just because like this tap 2 and 3 are way too close to each other. So if we do go high and fail this supply, then I will understand why. Because we have Asia high above. But yeah, so far, like I actually really like this. Let's see how it develops. I will move Euro USD towards the top. Yeah, that's it for Euro USD. GBP JPY. Already this has caught my eye. And we are very much so still bearish, so yeah, I will allow a distribution here. Just needs a bit more time, so I have a feeling this is also going to confirm at an awkward time. But for now, yeah, this is all I can do for GBP JPY. Asia low has been taken. Asia, oh, actually, neither has been taken. Asia low is here. Asia high is most likely going to get taken quite soon. Okay. GBP USD. Let's have a look. What's going on there? Still kind of like just awkwardly ranging. Still bullish on the hour for now. We have not broken structure. So yeah, nothing has really changed here. Yeah, not a whole lot has changed since yesterday on GBP USD. Even locally speaking, there's not much I can really work with, if that makes sense. maybe this, but it's just not the cleanest. Asia high is range high. No real demand here that's of interest. Everything's pretty much been mitigated. Yeah, I'm just going to leave this as is, see what happens. We can move it slowly towards the top. But yeah, I need a lot more price development here for me to make a decision on what's going to happen there. Euro GBP. Well, this is really kind of a little accumulation there. Yeah, let's focus on this range. High time frame, looks clean. Because of how explosive this move down was. Well, we're bullish on the hourly, from what I'm seeing. Yeah. Very much so bullish on the hourly, probably still bullish on the 4 by the looks of it. Yeah. And then the daily is still bearish. Yes, because of the one move consecutive on the one consecutive candle, or the one bearish candle there. So yeah, hourly and 4 hour is bullish. High time frame is bearish, so this fairly high time frame distribution does align nicely. So yeah, let's just see how this plays out throughout the remainder of this week and early into next week. And yeah, locally speaking, there's just nothing really here to work from. From a local perspective, yeah, leave this as is. Looking at GBP and ZD. Still bullish. And just with this candle closure here, oh, yeah, still bearish on the 4, just ever so slightly. Ever so slightly SFP there. And yeah, still bullish on the daily. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot to work from here with this local price action, so I'm just going to be patient. AUD we have continued to go lower. I like to think we're bearish now on the hourly. Yeah, bearish on the hourly. Still bullish on the 4. And locally speaking, just not a whole lot that is of much interest to me just yet. We have some demand here. Maybe this is just me spitballing ideas here. It's not really confirmed just yet, but maybe we get something like this. That is valid, so let's see what happens. Yeah, that is it for Forex and commodities, guys. AUD, CHF. Yeah, that can remain where it is. So yeah, to summarize, commodities, not a whole lot going on with gold, or like from a let's trade today perspective. Let's see if we can get a bounce back on the demand POI there. Silver has just broken structure on the hourly, so let's see what happens there. We got demand below, but we have a very local return to zone there as well on the buy side, which price might come back up, and then we're in a compression here on oil, just nothing to trade today. And then yeah, we've got USD JPY. We're focusing on the higher time frame range here, which is quite clean, so we'll see what happens there. And then yeah, we've got Euro USD, which we're kind of just waiting for a retracement into this supply, and then as soon as we get a quality break, then I'm happy to short this. So we'll keep an eye out on Euro USD, and then we've just got a few GBP JPY, which I keep an eye on. Still waiting for our first deviation / tap 2, and then yeah, Euro NZD model 1 is preferred here. No real POI from a model 2 perspective, as we've discussed earlier. There is an imbalance, but there's no real clean supply. And this has been mitigated ever so slightly on the lower time frame, as you can see here. So yeah, Euro NZD model 1 is preferred. And then yeah, just be patient with the rest of these models and see how price develops. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for listening, for viewing. Subscribe if you've made it this far, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.